What's up guys, it's Kyle here back at again for another video, and we're getting a new Wolverine game, or we finally got the trailer for it, which is crazy. Was it expected? Kinda, but I'm cautiously optimistic, and the reason why is because I'm a person who's old enough to remember the old Wolverine game first off, and then just the old Marvel games in general. So the movie game tie-ins, the old Spider-Man's 1, 2s, and 3s, Spider-Man Friend or Foe, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Shattered Dimensions, Edge of Time, even just like the other games, the Iron Mans, the Iron Man 2s. Like when we used to get Marvel games like all the time back when Activision had its grip over the genre. And now, to be honest, it's Marvel games have felt a little different. And I guess that's because it's Insomniac doing all of them, except for Marvel Rivals, of course, which is a multiplayer game. But it's just different. The vibe is different. Now, my opinions on Spider-Man 1 and then Spider-Man Miles Morales I think they were great. Spider-Man 2, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard this opinion before, but I really didn't like the characterization of Venom. And I think the first half of the game was pretty decent, but like in terms of story, I think it kind of fell flat. It felt like Web of Shadows, if anybody has played that, it felt like a rehash of that. And it also just felt like they tried to push Null into Venom and make him that character, which was weird. They stole a lot from Donny Cates' run, which was kind of crazy, but they didn't really flush out Venom as a character. He just felt kind of like this big bad villain with no personality. But that's just my personal take on it, so I don't want anybody to like sort of just I'm not here to spark a debate. But mechanically the game was good. Like that's one thing I will give to Spider-Man 2. Mechanically the game was amazing, and honestly, like, I'm looking forward to the Wolverine game, but I'm hoping that they do it right. Like, Wolverine is my favorite Marvel hero. A lot of people I saw online, like somebody mistook Omega Red for Sabretooth. I'm like, what? Do people really not know who Omega Red is? And I was like, that's kind of crazy, because he was in the cartoons. If anybody watched Hulk vs. Wolverine, he was also in that. He's also one of Wolverine's most prominent Venoms next to most prominent villains next to Sabretooth. Then you have like characters like Silver Samurai. Well, I don't know why I can't speak. Then you have Romulus. Then you have Lady Deathstrike. There's a lot of things to pull from when it comes to Wolverine in general, and that's why I'm like, ooh, I really hope they do this right. I really hope that they do this right, because it can be really good or it can be really bad. Now, a lot of people were worried about the gore and like worried that was going to be an issue. I've never been worried about that. Like, I get that they made Spider-Man games, but how are they going to make a Wolverine game without having gore? Like, are we serious? Like, that was not an actual like issue. I knew that was coming. Like, that's cool, but I'm hoping that it's good. Like, Wolverine's one of those characters who's tragic, and he's one of those characters who can be done right and shown in a heroic light. Like, and he's gotten a lot of viewership throughout his 20-year run of with Hugh Jackman and then X-Men '97, and then we seen like the cartoon and the animations. Even if you watched Ultimate Spider-Man, Wolverine was in that. It's just like we've gotten a lot of exposure to the character, and honestly, that's what I'm saying. It's like really hard to mess up, but it's there. Now, I don't know if the game is going to be free roaming or like open world. I honestly doubt that, because a lot of people are wanting it to be open world, but I'm like, why? Like, Wolverine has traversal. He can use his claws to climb up walls, or he can ride his motorcycle, but I really don't care for it being open world too much. I kind of agree with like the perspective of it being God of War like, where it's sort of open, but it's not like completely open. But honestly, I'm hoping it's good. But at the same time, I also want to add, like, I feel like these Marvel games need to expand a bit more outside of Insomniac. And a lot of people were saying, like, Insomniac is really good. They're really good at making Marvel games, and they've sort of hit every base, with Spider-Man 2 really being like their only sore spot. But even though they've made some good games, we've even had Guardians of the Galaxy, which was also a good Marvel game made by another company. I think that when you put a lot of Marvel like games onto one company, or any game in general, when you try to force all of that onto one company and they have to be the standard for everything, I feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on them. And to be honest, like, if we can have multiple companies making Marvel games, if we can have that day and age back, that would be awesome. Like, I know Marvel's Avengers was bad, Guardians of the Galaxy was good, Marvel Rivals is doing pretty well. I think there's a fighting game for Marvel coming out pretty soon. So I don't know how that's going to be. But like, we need to, I feel like expanding and having different companies like show different things, that is what really is going to make Marvel like great. Back in the day, like, I didn't really want like one company having like control over everything, because you want like a little differentiation, like you want things to be different, you want things to be explored differently, you don't want like that same feel for every game. Like, I don't want a Wolverine game to feel like a Spider-Man game, or I don't want like a Venom game to feel like a Spider-Man game. Like, I just want the characters to, and the vibe of the game to feel different. And I think that's the general worry for like anybody who's going into this and really likes Wolverine. Like, a lot of people are on the surface level, they're like, oh yeah, this is Wolverine, like, and Insomniac's doing it. They've had a good track record, and I'm hoping the same thing. Like, it could be good, but honestly, like, you know how when you get really protective over something that like you really like, that's how I am. So that's just a personal feel. That's like my personal vibe. Like, if your favorite character is Spider-Man, you gonna want him to be done right, So I want my Wolverine to be done right. That's just how it is. And from what I've seen, like in the trailer, it looks okay. I can't really judge too much because it's really all just hype now. But I'm hoping for the best. We're getting a lot of good things next year, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm wondering on you guys' opinions. Like, I just want to see what you guys think, and I want to see how this all plays out. So I'll see you guys in the next one.